are many sneaky tips that guests miss out on using during a first visit to Universal Orlando that can help save time, money, and improve a first visit experience that I had to learn all the hard way. And to help you avoid that, I wanted to share 9 hacks that every guest should be using at Universal Orlando this year. And stick around for the 9th one because it's a tip that's going to help you in your planning process. So let's go ahead and get on into it. The first hack here is going to help select Universal Orlando hotel guests, and that's using the garden walk to get to CityWalk. If you're staying at a Universal Orlando hotel, there are select hotels located along this thing called a garden walk, which is a walkway that takes you from select Universal Orlando hotels all the way to CityWalk, which is Universal's shopping and dining area, but that's also where Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios are located. The reason this walkway is helpful is you can actually use it as a way to bypass using the Universal transportation, which is the bus transportation that'll take you to CityWalk. While that's very convenient, if you want a different way to get to CityWalk, to get to the theme parks, there is that garden walk that you can take, which is very scenic along the water. You can see the water taxis driving by you. And also there's beautiful flowers that are all around the garden walk that makes it nice and scenic as you are walking your way to the theme parks. There's also separate security checkpoints to get you into CityWalk, so it's a nice alternative and convenient way to get to the parks. The hotels we've stayed at that we liked using this for is at Cabana Bay Beach Hotel and also Aventura, but there are other hotels located along this walk. Speaking of the theme parks, everyone is going for riding the rides, and the second hack you want to think about using is the single rider lines, but not for the reason that people usually recommend, and let's chat about it. If you aren't familiar with it, select rides at Universal Orlando have a single rider line, which if you are comfortable splitting up from your party or if you're traveling solo, it's a designated line where they will fill in riders where there is space available on the rides. So you aren't guaranteed to ride with your party if you are going with a lot of people, but if you are riding solo, this is a nice way to sometimes get a lower wait time than waiting in these standby lines. Now there is instances where this isn't true, like in Minecart Madness, a lot of times the single rider line gets very busy for Epic Universe rides, but the cases that I actually like using the single rider lines, if they are open, is during early admission. Hagrid's Magical Creature Motorbike Adventure used to have a single rider line, and it was so nice whenever it was open during early admission to be able to go through there, because not a lot of people are going in the single rider line during early admission, which is a nice way to sneak on the ride quicker. But in cases where this does actually work, that I recently tested out was at Islands of Adventure again when I went on Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey, the castle ride in Hogsmeade. There is a single rider line there, and I hopped in line there, and I virtually was able to walk entirely through the queue with nobody in line, which was a nice way to get on the ride quickly and really maximize the time during early admission. I know a lot of people that are traveling with a group want to ride all together, and I completely understand that, but if you're okay with splitting up from your party and being able to get onto the ride quicker, try to check that out during early admission, and then you can always go back on later in the day and wait in the longer standby line so you can ride all together. Of course, it's up to personal preference, but this is a hack that I always like to use if the single rider lines are open during early admission. Now, in part 1, you saw me talk about the Universal Orlando app that you can download onto your phone, and these apps do drain your battery rather quickly whenever you are checking wait times or looking at the park maps. You're also going to be on your phone taking photos and videos, capturing memories, and one thing that you're going to want to have is some type of portable charger so that way you can keep your phone charged and be able to use it during the day. But the hack I want to recommend to you is getting a portable charger that has all of the cords included inside of it. You may have seen before, I previously was using one that was actually just a MagSafe charger that went onto the back of my phone, but also had a slot that I could put a charging cord in for my portable camera. And I've talked before that the only thing I have ever lost in a theme park is my portable charger that has all the cords. The older model that I had was the one that I lost, but I recently upgraded to the newer version since I no longer had it. And this is one of the chargers that has all of the cords included. So you have your lightning cable, you have your USB-C, but it's also very convenient because it actually has an outlet plug that you just plug into the wall, which is so convenient in the evenings when you get back to your Universal hotel and you charge this for your next day. So easy, you don't have to worry about having extraneous cords, and it also tells you what the charge is. So that way when you plug in your phone or your portable camera, you can know how much charge is left, and it's all in one, and you don't have to worry about having extra accessories. This is something I recommend bringing with with you, they do have fuel rod spots in the parks where you can actually swap the fuel rods, because I've gotten questions before about fuel rods at Universal Orlando. The only reason I don't like using those is you do have to pay for the swaps the last time that I checked. So I do like bringing this with me. And the other essential that I recommend packing is the fourth hack, which is actually packing and bringing your own sunscreen with you to the theme parks. Of course, Universal Orlando is located in Florida, which is sunny basically year round. You're going to want to have sunscreen packed and ready to go with you at the parks. You can purchase this in the hotels and at the theme parks, but it is going to be a lot more expensive, around twice to 3 times the price if you were to actually purchase it ahead of time. So I recommend bringing your favorite brands of sunscreen that work for you and are travel friendly to go down to the parks with you. If you are looking for recommendations, I do love using the brand Tocobo. It's a watery sunscreen that doesn't feel super heavy on your skin. And if you are looking for makeup essentials and SPF friendly makeup items to use in the parks, I love the brand Supergoop. They have makeup and sunscreen friendly options that are nice to wear for the entire day. The thing I missed in part 1 was talking about some foodie specific hacks to do at Universal Orlando. And the 5th hack that I want to share with you here that not many people know about is actually having pizza delivered to your hotel room in the evening. One hack we love doing, especially during Halloween Horror Nights, since it's coming up soon, is getting back to our hotel room very late, needing a bite to eat, and you can actually call and have pizza delivery to your hotel room. We have loved doing this at a lot of the Universal Orlando hotels. We've done this at the Endless Summer hotels, Cabana Bay, and what's really nice is they have a designated pizza button on the phones inside of the hotel rooms that you can press it. You can order a pizza to your room. It costs around $15. They have cheese, pepperoni, select toppings that you want to have on your pizza, and they'll actually have it delivered up to your hotel room for you. Of course, there's the cafeterias at the hotels, but there's something about getting back to your Universal hotel late, ordering yourself a pizza, just being able to lay in the bed, prop your legs up and relax after a long park day and enjoy some pizza. It is very tasty, and it is a tradition for us to do after a long day in the parks. But speaking of meals, another thing that we recommend is hack number 6 here. When you're at Epic Universe, share meals with other guests that you are traveling with. This can be the same for the other Universal Orlando theme parks, but is especially true at Epic Universe. One, because the food in the parks we noticed is a little bit more expensive, but I did notice that the portion sizes are a lot larger, to the point where you can actually share with other people if you are willing. We have done this in a lot of cases, especially at the French Cafe in the Ministry of Magic. I recently went with a friend and we actually shared the butterbeer crepe and one of the turkey sandwiches. It was about a foot-long sandwich that was cut in the middle, so it was perfectly shareable. And the crepe is also nice because it kind of comes folded with 2 crepes, to the point where we just split it apart, even though we could probably eat one ourselves because it was so tasty. And also in Celestial Park, if you go to Pizza Moon, the pizzas are quite sizable that you could share it with someone else if you are willing. Although I will be honest and am not embarrassed to say that I have on 2 separate occasions finished an entire Pizza Moon pizza just to myself. The Nana Rosa and the Pizza Lunaire were both so delicious that you can't eat them on your own, and they do have to-go boxes in case you are needing them. But what we do like to do at Epic Universe is split the meals, so that way we can try more around the park, and also it's a nice way to save some money. Speaking of eating and saving some money in the Universal parks located at CityWalk, the 7th hack here that I wanted to recommend is not being afraid of leaving the parks and going to CityWalk to do some type of sit-down dining. There are a ton of restaurants that we have tried around CityWalk that we highly recommend, a couple of which I would recommend is the Hard Rock Cafe, the Chocolate Emporium, and Cowfish. All of those options have great sit-down dining options that you can choose from. The reason that I thought of this at first, I will be the first one to say I love maximizing as much time as possible inside of the theme parks, but I was at Islands of Adventure the one day looking for something to eat. We went into Burger Digs, and I noticed it was about $20 just to get a burger with a side of fries and a drink, which is all good and fine. We love Burger Digs at Islands of Adventure, but then I looked at the menu at the Chocolate Emporium, and it was just a few dollars more to get a large size chicken sandwich with fries and a drink. So I thought, instead of doing some type of quick service dining, I just went to CityWalk and had a really nice sit down meal at the Chocolate Emporium, which is an experience in itself. Cowfish has great burgers, and so does the Hard Rock Cafe. So if you're looking for a place to eat, if you're at Universal Studios or Islands of Adventure, don't be afraid to go to CityWalk. I mentioned some of the Universal hotels earlier, and if you're staying at Universal's Cabana Bay Beach Hotel, the 8th hack that I want to recommend here that is unique from all the other Universal hotels is this is one of the only hotels in all of Universal that has a lazy river. But the neat thing about it is you can actually have inner tubes inside to be able to just float around. When we went for our first stay, we realized that you can purchase inner tubes there that are a select cost depending on which size you get them. But after purchasing one, we noticed that they had a separate air pump where you can actually bring your own inner tubes and inflate them if you were to bring your own, which we actually went back for a second stay and we brought the ones that we purchased originally and we used the pump to inflate them. So if you are planning on staying there and want to take advantage of the lazy river, maybe consider purchasing some inner tubes ahead of time that you can just travel down with, use the air pump, and save a little bit of money again. And the 9th, but certainly not least hack is coming up with a plan for your Universal Orlando vacation. And what I mean by this is coming up with the rides you want to do, talking amongst your party and seeing what it is everybody wants to experience, because there's nothing worse than getting into the park, getting ready and doing all this preparation, only to figure out that nobody has any idea what they're wanting to do or not understanding what they're experiencing in each land. And I know this can be very overwhelming because there's lots of rides, lots of lands in each one of these theme parks. And one thing that we've done here is we've created a custom itinerary builder where you can go in, you can put the parks that you're planning on visiting, the days you're visiting, how many days you want to visit if you're staying at a Universal hotel, and I will send you a custom itinerary that walks through what your day could look like, what rides would be perfect for you. So that way it gives you at least a starting point of what your vacation could look like. This tool, by all means, is not perfect, but what I do want to have it be for you is at least a little guide that you can see select rides, do some research into what they might be like, if they're perfect for you or not, and give you a jumpstart guide of what your plan and itinerary could be. If you're wanting to try this, I do have a link in the description, or you can scan this QR code here to fill it out and I will send it to you. And I always love hearing your thoughts about the itinerary that is sent to you, so feel free to leave comments on this video or you can respond to the email and I will send you a response and help with any questions you may have. Planning is one of the most important parts of your Universal Orlando vacation, especially if you do have that early admission perk, and if you'd like to see how to make the most of it at Islands of Adventure and Epic Universe, I have 2 separate videos here that walk you through the entire 1 hour of being able to use early entry at both of these theme parks that you may want to check out. Enjoy your trip to Universal Orlando. Let me know your favorite Universal hacks in the comment section below, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See you guys.